I hope you're having a great day. Well, as we reach the end of the week, today I want to talk about something which is more important than nutrition, more important than exercise, I wouldn't say it's more important than your sleep because sleep is the most important vertical of human health, your emotional, mental, physical health, all of that stuff. I want to talk about something called right speech, our speech, what we speak. Okay, right speech in Buddhism and Christianity and Hinduism talks about, refraining from speaking, lies, speaking things which are evil. I'm not talking about that today, okay? I'm talking about right speech when it comes to you as a person. Well, for the longest time, we would have patients come into us and, they're following the nutrition plan that they're given. They're following the lifestyle changes that are prescribed to them. They're exercising. They're making attempts to sleep better. But in certain cases, we would find that their physical ailment or the disease that they had come with to us wasn't improving. It just wasn't getting better. And sometimes you don't keep trying to change food plans or make them exercise more. You try to figure out why isn't it working for them. Over late, I started asking people, the same people with these issues, what they thought of their recovery, what they thought of their disease, because it is so important to find out what they believe. Most of the people who don't improve don't believe that they can get better. Their mind is already filled with the negativity of their condition. They have absolutely no faith or belief, not in us, not in the nutrition plan, in their own body's ability to heal them. And when I ask them to speak about their condition and their fears, the only thing that comes out is negativity. Now, when we talk about right speech today, so now they don't need better nutrition, they don't need more exercise, they don't need more sleep. They need to change their speech. They need to change the way they think about what happens. You see, right speech starts from the time we're young, what we're told and what we hear. Every religion talks about the power of words, that life and death is in the power of our tongue. What that basically means is the words that we speak have the ability to build, destroy, create, destroy, add value, remove value, motivate, demotivate, make something positive, completely strip it of positivity, all in the words that we say. Okay, now the words that we say will not only affect the people around us or build the people around us, but imagine what it's doing to yourself. Every time we speak a word or we speak a sentence, you must remember that you're planting that same seed in your subconscious mind. You may be saying it to someone else, you may be saying it about yourself, but whatever you say, you are planting a seed in your own subconscious mind. When I talk about right speech today, we need to understand that beyond medicine is beyond your doctors, beyond your nutritionists, beyond medicine, beyond plants, beyond sunflower seeds, nutraceuticals, yoga, and everything. It is what we need to do, what we need to take responsibility of when we're looking at preventing, healing, improving the quality of our life, not just our health, our relationships, our finances, our careers, our designations, whatever it is. And that comes down to right speech. You see, there's a beautiful saying that the words that you speak becomes the house that you live in. The words that you speak becomes the house that you live in. Now, it's not literally your house, your house, you. What you keep speaking about is exactly what you live in. So you keep speaking negativity, you keep speaking doom, you keep speaking evil, you keep complaining. The house around you that carries you, inside of you, outside of you, becomes that way. Now, I said not literally a house, but now let's talk literally a house. So at home, you go home and you're constantly speaking negativity. You develop a culture of negativity in your family. You constantly speak, depressed things. You constantly speak evil things. You're constantly complaining, putting people down. You're angry, frustrated. That is exactly the environment that you create around you. And the people who are closest to you, living around you all the time, eventually start to become absorbed into that negative energy. At the same time, the words that you speak could be positive, they could be reassuring, they can be motivating, they can be happy, they can be joyful, and that is the house that you will build for yourself, literally and not literally at the same time. So what we need to understand is, sometimes we use our words to bless people around us or to curse them. Worse is when we do it to ourselves. Instead of cursing ourselves and bringing down ourselves, all we need to do is change the words and we can make that same curse into a blessing for ourselves. So simple things like, I'm a failure, I'm not good enough, I'm ugly. I don't look good enough. I'm fat. Oh, people will hate me. This situation is impossible. Okay. Oh, I was never good at this thing. Oh, I can't do this. It's just not me. Oh, I'm not going to get better. The more you speak is exactly how your life is going to be. Okay, so I always give people the example of, you want abundance, you speak abundance. If you're speaking poverty all the time, okay, that may be your situation right now. You may not have abundance in your life, but the more you speak about what you don't have is exactly what you're going to have. So you speak abundance if you want abundance. You speak good health if you want good health. You may be sick, that's not the end of the world. You still speak good health. You don't speak bad health just because you're sick. You speak bad health to fix your problem, get an action plan, make the lifestyle changes, take your medicines and move on. But you still speak good health. You speak healing, you speak recovery, you speak wealth, you speak love, you speak goodwill, whatever it is that you want in your life, you got to speak about it. But what happens is today in social circles, if you look, and it's no one's fault, it's the way society has moved us into that thing. We're constantly speaking about the things which are not going well, the things that we don't have, the things that we need, all of that stuff. Okay, as Indian citizens in our own country, many things may not be going well the way we want them to go. Fair enough. But if we keep speaking about what's not happening and how bad the country is, that is exactly the house we're building. We're already aware of that. By going on and on and on, pulling down people, speaking bad about everything is not going to change the situation at all. Externally, and most importantly, internally, we just get dragged more into our own spiral of misery. But the power of change is our ability. By us speaking good may not change the whole world around us. That's not important. We're not here to change the whole world. We're here to change ourselves, and one person at a time. It's like a chain reaction, one person at a time. So you speak menopause, you speak ill about menopause, and women in their 35s already speaking about how bad menopause is. Welcome bad menopause. That's exactly what's going to hit you. Young men in their 30s and 35 are speaking about prostrates and cancers and what's going to happen. Welcome that into your life. That's exactly what's going to happen. Instead of speaking about what bad is going to happen as we age, why don't you speak about what good can happen? What are the things that you need to do and change in your lifestyle? Good things that can actually prevent those things from happening. Children, the amount of peer pressure on children and teenagers to achieve, to get in the entrance exams, I understand that. It is a genuine problem, but the more you talk about it in a negative way, the more it's not going to happen. The more it's not going to happen. If one door closes, there is always another door that opens. And we have to believe and have faith in that. We all know that. If you look back into your life right now, the things that didn't work out for you, okay, probably were the best things. They were never meant to work out for you. Something that you really, really wanted truly in your life and you never got it. Okay, if you look back right now, in most instances, you'll find that, hey, it's actually a good thing that thing didn't happen because I have something better today, or I've moved on to a completely different path. And we need to teach right speech to our children as well. But when our children see us speaking wrong speech, constantly with negativity, constantly with fear, they grow up imitating and doing the same thing. And what they talk about, they become as well. That becomes their house. So like a simple thing, you keep on calling a child stupid, good for nothing. No matter how intelligent your child is, they will grow up to believe that they're stupid, inferior, ugly, and all of that stuff. So all the mothers who try with their young daughters and sons to get them to look a particular way while they're growing up, and they tell them, oh, you need to lose weight, and make them feel that their self-worth is dependent on how they look, they will grow up insecure, inferior. They may get that perfect figure that you want for them, but they will grow up with insecurities, fear, low self-confidence, and low self-worth. Because that's what they believe, that's what you've taught them to believe, and they've eventually become that. So if you want your child to eat healthy, teach them to eat healthy without putting an ultimatum that, oh, if you don't do this, if you eat too much of sugar, you become fat. If you're fat, it's not a good thing. So that's not the wrong way to bring about change. You're bringing about change through fear. Bringing around change through fear is the worst thing for children as well as adults. As adults, we will never change if we are motivated with fear to change. We'll do it out of fear, but it will never become a behavioral change that comes from inside of us. So right speech is so important. You know, you have a job that you don't like. If you can't quit the job, you find something good in your job to like, something good to say about your job. If everyone's speaking negatively about their jobs and their workplaces and stuff like that, that is exactly what you are building around you, and it's going to make you sick at some time, either emotionally, physically, or whichever way. So when we talk about mindful living, people say, oh, I'm trying to live in the moment. Superficial. Absolutely superficial. People say, well, I read a lot of spiritual books. I've started reading a lot. Superficial if you do not practice what you learn and read. By living mindfully in the moment clearly means that we have to be mindful about what we're saying about ourselves, about other people, how we berate ourselves, how we degrade ourselves when we make a mistake. Every human being makes a mistake at some point. Every human being will need forgiveness at some point. Every human being will be required to forgive someone else. No one is perfect. Not you, not anyone else. So when we're open to this, then we live mindfully and we start choosing our words carefully. So like you can dislike something rather than hate something. Hate is such a powerful word. Okay, but you can dislike something. There are so many ways, and I'm not saying this is an easy thing to do. But when we say I'm trying to live mindfully, I'm doing yoga, I'm meditating, I'm doing pranayama, I'm trying to change my lifestyle, I'm trying to live mindfully, it is being mindful about these things as well, not just standing out, smelling a flower, looking at the sun, breathing in fresh air. It's about practicing the moment, practicing what you say in that moment. The biggest example is food. Oh, this food will make you fat. Wrong speech. Wrong speech. You eat too much of that food, it'll make you fat. The food isn't bad. There are many, many people eating that bad food and they're not fat. The problem is with you, not with food. Wrong speech. Oh, alcohol is really, really bad. There is no problem with alcohol. The problem is with the person drinking alcohol. There are so many people who drink alcohol. They're healthy. They live to the age of 90, 94, 95, having 2 drinks a day. And there are people who drink, abuse, binge, and they have health problems. Problem is with the person. It is not with the alcohol. Wrong speech again. Wrong speech again that comes from a space of not being mindful, comes from a space of blaming, complaining, finding something to label and shift responsibility and blame onto. But when you observe right speech, you change everything. You want a better relationship. Like I always tell people, if you think marriage today is a failing institution and it's not good, you may have those thoughts. Okay, you may have those thoughts. Then don't get married. If you don't believe in it, you're entering a marriage which you don't believe in the whole concept, it's not going to be good for you. It is not going to be good for you because you're entering it with the wrong belief. If you're entering chemotherapy and radiation and with fears that it's going to kill you or make you worse or lead to organ failure, you're better off not doing it because that's exactly how your treatment is going to harm you. If you need to take your chemo, your medicine, your surgery, right speech again. I need the surgery, I have the best doctors, it's going to be good for me, I'm going to go through the procedure, change my lifestyle and have a healthy life. I have a cancer in my body, I need 6 cycles of chemo, the chemo is going to heal me, I'm going to deal with the side effects. Right speech about it. But if you go into chemo, oh, this is going to be negative and everyone around you is putting all these fears into you from their own fears, that's exactly the house you're going to build inside of you and outside of you. So we need to understand things like nutrition, medicine, doctors, nutritionists. These are needed. They're secondary. The first is the environment that you build. You build. Not even the most powerful drug in the world or powerful food in the world can work if your mindset is wrong. If you do it without faith, if you do it without belief, if you do it with negativity, that's exactly what's going to happen. There are so many placebo stories, so many placebo stories about how like saline has been given to people, you know, telling them that it's chemotherapy and you're going to lose your hair, and people getting saltwater injections lose their hair with the thought of it because it's in their mind and they believed in it. And people who were given chemo and told that you're not getting chemotherapy and you will not lose your hair, they didn't lose their hair. And that same chemo drug, one of the side effects is hair loss. So you see, the mind is so powerful, so powerful. Now, looking after your mind is also dependent on your speech. Like I said, what you speak gets into your subconscious, and what gets into your subconscious is what you become. So affirmations, all of these things are important when you do it with faith and belief. Every time you affirm, you're reprogramming your subconscious mind. You're reprogramming your subconscious mind. A lot of people try to get off cigarettes and drugs and stuff, and they go through all these complicated processes. All you need to do is reprogram your subconscious mind by making your mind believe that you no longer need a cigarette. You no longer need it. Your conscious mind is different from your subconscious mind. Okay, of course it takes practice, and most of us don't want to practice. Simple example, we have access to so much of information today, so much of knowledge, so many self-help books, which are good, but it doesn't affect us because we don't practice it. So knowledge without practice is useless. Knowledge without action is useless. Your 1-hour yoga class in a day is adding value to your life for 1 hour in your day. Unless you practice what you learned in your 1 hour of yoga and apply it throughout your day, through your posture, your breathing, your behavior, all of these things. That's when your yoga class is useful for you. Otherwise, it's just a 1 hour to-do list job on your list every single day. So you may want to start focusing on right speech, what you say to others, what you say about yourself. Most important. If you're constantly degrading yourself, you have a big problem. You have a huge problem. All this self-love, like I keep talking about, superficial to the limits. Oh, self-love. Most of that is selfishness. Self-love comes with you first respecting yourself and then respecting other people around you. Then you will get self-love, not by, being independent and, thinking that, oh yeah, you need your space, run off to a mountain for 6 months and all of that stuff. That's all great for 6 months, but if you don't practice what you learn, it's absolutely useless. So that's what we need to start doing. You want something in your life, speak about it. That's why we say speak about your dreams. Because the more you speak about the dreams and the things that you want, the more your subconscious starts getting more and more programmed. It gets embedded, and then it starts getting real for you. Every religion talks about you chanting your prayers, saying it over and over again. Why? Idea is to get that prayer into your subconscious mind. That's the only time you'll have faith and belief in the prayer that you're making. So you see, there's no science required to prove this, okay? It is in the wisdom of our elders from decades and decades. And right now you can do the most simple exercise. Say something nice about yourself genuinely, or someone comes up and says something nice about you. Why do you feel so good? And someone in an instant can say something negative to you, or you can think negatively of yourself. And in an instant, your mood will shift from positive to negative. That's all the proof you need. Have a great weekend, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. So if you're sick, no matter how sick you are right now, you decide whether you are going to come out of it or you're not going to come out of it. Your doctors or nutritionists or your healers can't answer that question for you. You need to decide what it is going to be for you. When you make that decision, everything will follow in the direction of the decision you made. Have a great day, everyone.